I always get this terrible sick feeling in my stomach, though, when I come to this conference room, because it was in this conference room that we had our press conference for Lieutenant Stephen Floyd and for Corporal Stephen Ballard, who were killed in the line of duty. And so it's always a reminder for me of those terrible days around those incidents. It's also a reminder of the incredibly important job that we as elected officials have to support law enforcement and to protect communities. At the same time, it's a reminder of the sick feeling I get when I see incidents in communities like what happened in Minnesota and across the country and here in our state that undermine the trust that's so critically important for law enforcement to do its job to keep us all safe. And so the stakes are really high, and a bill like this is really important. It's not new to our state. Agencies across our state have been using body cameras and vehicle cameras for some time successfully. And it's not just the cameras itself and setting up the system that goes behind it. And in fact, for me, it's more about the trust that something like this is creating between law enforcement and the communities in which they serve, particularly communities of color. That is so critically important for law enforcement to do their jobs and for our communities to be safe. And so I want to congratulate everybody in the room for coming together to support this legislation, to put in place a process for getting it right with respect to body-worn cameras and agencies across our state. I know that'll make a difference. And the difference will be, most importantly, in improving that level of trust that's so necessary for both sides, for all of us to be safe and for law enforcement to be successful. So thank you all for doing your best and putting it forward in this piece of legislation.
This particular bill, we were able to work together, Republicans and Democrats, all of you in law enforcement. You worked feverishly with us, COPT, and I can't thank you enough. But I must say a special thank you to the governor, because he included the dollars that we needed in his budget, and then we, the legislators, passed the budget, so we shall be able to implement body-worn cameras properly. Thank you, Mr. Governor. Body-worn cameras create transparency and accountability, not just for the officers, but for the community as well. I don't want officers having stories being told about them that aren't true. I'm a huge supporter of law enforcement, hence the blue today, and I am an AKA, so you know this is really killing me wearing blue and not pink. We'll make it work, we'll make it work. But nevertheless, and those who just put up their fingers, a special thank you to the members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, who were very instrumental in helping to pass this legislation, and to the Delaware Racial Justice Coalition, collaboration, just the work that's being done up and down our state. Secretary McQueen never missed a meeting, was always there. Our Attorney General, Kathy Jennings. It was amazing. What I was told we could not do, you never tell a child from Bethel and a child from the west side of Wilmington what can't be done, because she will show you what her God can do. And that's why we are here today signing this bill.
And so, as the governor spoke earlier, Governor, as I was driving up today, I was also reminded of Stephen Ballard, because we went to Del State together. And the person and personality that he was at Del State. And to be in this building on a day like today, to think about what his thoughts would be about where we are, and yet still the work that we must continue to do in the future.
While there's still work to be done, the signage of this legislation is the next step in our state's continuing efforts to promote accountability, transparency, and legitimacy. It will also enable Delaware law enforcement to continue to build trust and foster positive relationships within our communities.
Since then, pushing for the improvements that our criminal justice system needs. Thank you. We are forever grateful for your strong help in getting us to where we are.
House Bill number 195 is amended by House Amendment number 2. We heard from the sponsors. There were many other co-sponsors. In my view, this is the most important piece of legislation that's part of the Justice for All agenda, because it will no doubt improve the trust between communities of color, all communities, and our law enforcement officers and agencies across the state.